G'day guys, Chris from Old Norse Games here. Welcome back to another tutorial. For those of you who have missed the first three, I suggest clicking on the link to the other three tutorials so you can get a grasp of where we're at. What I thought I'd talk today is about when you do the quest, you want to get some sort of reward out of it. So I thought what we can first start doing is scripting a gold or a coin sort of purse that will collect the money or the gold, and then obviously set some sort of variable that when you complete the quest you receive gold, money, whatever. And later on we will implement that into some sort of inventory, and then maybe work on a shop or something like that where you can buy actual products from. So let's get started. You'll notice over here that I have just a character with the NPC game object attached. The character I downloaded from it's the Arterial Viking or Interior Viking assets pack, which you can find on the Unity asset store. This is not free, but feel free to use whichever you want to do. I actually bought this pack because it's a bit easier. I don't really like modelling too much. So anyway, let's get started. Now, the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create some sort of reward. And best way we can go about doing that is in the NPC dialogue script. So I've as you can see, I've made it a bit bigger because I feel that YouTube sort of took away a bit of the quality when I recorded this. But yeah, so anyways, I've made it a bit bigger so it's a bit easier to understand. Now, what we're going to want is up here, is we're going to want to have our reward variable. So we're going to want to create it public so we can change it in the inspector. That way, on different game objects or different quests, you can, one might be $100, one might be $5 grand. So what we're going to want here is an integer, and we might just name this one reward. I'll go reward amount. For now, that's all we need to do on this. So we'll save it off. Head back into Unity. And you'll notice when we click on NPC dialog, we have reward amount down here now. So we might just set this one to 1,000. We'll make it an uneven number. So we'll call it 333 gold pieces. So next we're going to want is a way to collect that. Actually, sorry, what we're going to want is a purse to store that. So we'll come up here and we'll create a new C# script, and we might just call this one play gold. I like to use gold in games. As you can see here by this Viking character, I like the looks of the old medieval style, but you can implement this and name these however you want. Open it up in Mono. So what we're going to want to create here is another integer, but we're going to want to have it public, and we're also going to want to have it static. That way other scripts can access it, for instance a shop script, and it just makes it a lot easier to use if we keep it static. We're going to create a public static int, and we might just call this one player gold. And you'll notice the difference here. We've got player gold with 2 capitals, and down here we've got player gold with just the one capital. The reason for that is because it's an integer that we want to be passing in, so we're going to want it. We're going to want to be able to reference that and call this script. You can name that whatever you want. You can name that Fluffy Bunny for all, for all intents and purposes. But for now, I'm just going to call play gold. Okay, let's save that one off. Head back into Unity, and I'm going to add this play gold to the first person controller. I've changed these, by the way, to C# for the character motor and whatnot. You can keep JavaScript if you wish, but I like to keep everything in the one language. It's a bit easier to work with, I think. So the next thing we're going to want is a way to collect the gold that's going to be given to us, and then basically store it in the player gold class and up the value of the player gold int. So we're going to want to create another C#, and we're going to want to name this one gold purse. Gold purse, that'll do. Open it up in mono. Okay, so what we're going to want here is we're going to want a way to display what we have got in the player money script and how much value we have. So what we're going to want to do is create a void on GUI, like we've done before. What is wrong with my typing today? And we're going to want to use the GUI layout like we have in the previous ones. Dot begin area. And we're going to want to have a new rect. And obviously pass in the value of the new rect. Now, I think maybe 25 pixels from the side of the screen. We might want to have it 400 down. Like I said, you guys can play with this as much as you want. I'm going to keep it 150 and then maybe 150. Doesn't really matter how you do this, but what values you pass in there, lay it out however you like it. So next thing we want to do is, we've used GUI layout.labels before, so today we're going to do a new one. It's GUI layout.box. .box, and we are going to want to name it. I'm going to name it gold. So gold, and we might add a couple of spaces. The reason you want a couple of spaces is because when the game object, when we start receiving money, it'll go up and it'll look like that, or it might go. So if we've got a couple of spaces, it'll look more like that. A bit easier to read, a bit easier to understand. Okay, so what we're going to want to add in there is the amount. Actually, what we might do first is we might just close this off for now and give it a test. So we've got GUI layout dot end area. Oh, my bad. Why? We'll save this one off. Head back on into Unity, and we'll also add this purse to the first person controller. And when we start it up, you'll notice we've got gold down here. As the value of the gold increases, obviously this gold's going to move over. We might implement a bit of code to just keep that statically there for now. So we'll get the functionality of it working first, and then we'll continue on optimizing it and making it a bit better and a bit more advanced. Okay, so back into mono. We're going to want to display how much money we currently have. So player gold, at the moment we've got 0. So if we add down here, if we add a plus, oops, my bad, plus, and we go player gold with the capitals, 2 capitals, dot player gold. So basically what that's going to do is that box is going to display gold, but then it's also going to display the player gold script, and then this player gold integer. So the value of that would be 0 at the moment. So we'll go back in here, save it off, give it a test. See, we got 0 now. I am going to implement a screen lock into this too, by the way, guys. I'm sick of it, bloody. So, the next part. What we want to do is, obviously, we're going to need to use the NPC dialog script. So we can either do the function in the player gold, or we can just do it straight out of the NPC dialog. We might just do that one because it's nice and easy to do. Then we're not going to be referencing other scripts or anything like that. Well, actually we are, but anyway. So what we're going to want to create now is a new variable. It's going to be a void type, and I'm going to just call this one quest completed. Now, what we're going to want to have in here is we're going to want to reference the player gold. So what we'll do is go back down here and we'll go player gold dot player gold. Now, when we want to upgrade or up the value of it, we're going to want to reference the reward amount like we have set up. So whether it's the 333 or whatever. So we'll go plus equals reward amount. So we'll go back in, save it off, and test out, see what's working. We've got no errors. Now, go in. Hello, could you please help me? Sure, I can help you. You go out. Thank you very much. You're welcome. And I get nothing. What is that? Why is that happening? Ah, that's why that's happening. I forgot to call it up here. So, only after the end of the conversation, so when you say you're welcome, which is this one here, we're going to want to call that function. So we've got quest completed. Simple. That should now work. So when you click the button, you're welcome, quest completed is then called, display dialog is set to false, comes down to quest completed, player gold dot player gold plus equals reward amount. Sorry, my dog's going off its head. Just give me 1 second, pause. Sorry about that, bloody door-to-door salesman. So, where was I? Once you press you're welcome, quest complete, player gold plus dot player gold plus equals the reward amount. So we go up there. So now we save that off, which I did before I paused it, and we'll give it a test. So, hello, could you please help me? I need this message delivered to the queue. Sure. Activate quest is the ball is switched on. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Over here, goal 333. Now, the only other problem with that is every time, thank you, you walk back into the trigger, thank you very much, you're welcome, it ups. Every time. Thank you very much, you're welcome. That's how glitches end up, forming in games. People exploit. It's an easy fix for this. So I'll pause this, and go back into NPC dialog and down to the quest complete function. So when we complete the quest, we're going to want to destroy the collider that this script is attached to, which is the NPC dialog collider. That way they can't talk to you again, and you can't get any more money off them. That's an easy fix there. So we've got game object, destroy, and we're going to just want to pass in what we are wanting to destroy. And what that is the collider. Save that off. Head back into Unity. Test it out. Could you please help me? Sure. Walk out. Walk back in. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Walk out. Walk back in. And nothing. That is pretty much this tutorial done for now. What we might do in the next one is actually create that function so you have to go and physically do something, walk over here, and do a squat or whatever. So anyways, thanks for your time, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, and also if you have any extra you wish to put onto it, feel free to do so. But obviously, I'm doing these tutorials for free, so anything people create, I'd like to see given back to the community. Anyway, thanks for your time, guys. See ya.